What's up, guys? Welcome to Pour My Mods. As you can see, I have something pretty unique on the rear of the Supra right now, and I wanted to share it with you guys. I am in the middle of repainting and fixing some of the paint on this car. I don't want to reveal any of that yet, but I did make up a bash bar for the Supra that I wanted to show you guys, so let's go take a look at that. Okay, so here is the original bumper, and what my original plan was, I was going to remove the old bumper, which is up there. I was going to remove that and paint it, and in the process, most of this old bumper fell onto the floor, and I had to sweep it up and throw it out. It is destroyed. So my options for this were to replace it. I'm not going to not run a bumper, so my options were to find one and replace it, or to build just a replacement bumper, just a straight bumper, or to build kind of like a bash bar, something kind of unique and versatile, and that's what I chose to do. So, unfortunately, I did not film myself making this. I am not a fabricator. Well, I fabricate some things, but I would not call myself a fabricator, and I don't want to be teaching people how to fabricate because I'm not that good at it. So, I don't feel like I'm good enough to teach you guys how to fabricate. I was just winging this, and I actually did struggle with it a lot, so I'm glad I didn't film it, and it did take me a long time, but now I'm finally finished. And I'll go over how I made it. I just didn't want to show you a step-by-step because I didn't even know what the step-by-step was. So what I did, similar to the front bash bar, I cut off the mounts from the original bumper that go back in here. And I bought a 2-inch, actually I got it from my old job, I got a 2-inch piece of square tubing. It's pretty heavy gauge stuff. This is what it's made out of, so it's pretty thick, pretty heavy stuff, heavy duty. And, you know, I could have left it as just a straight bar and left it as a bumper, but I wanted to do something a little bit crazy and unique, different, and versatile. So what this actually is, all said and done, it's a bumper that I believe will fit behind the OEM bumper if I choose, but I'm kind of digging this look. So it's a bumper, and it's a bash bar. So it's a bumper, and it's a bash bar. It's got tow hooks on it. It's got a hitch. So this part was interesting. So I could not find a piece of 1¼ ID square tubing that I thought was strong enough or good enough, because class 1 hitches are 1¼ inch. So I got 1¼ inch square tubing, slid it inside the 2-inch tubing, and welded it. So that's why it looks really thick. And it worked out perfect. I did have to kind of machine the inside to get this to fit, but now it slides in there perfect. I had to drill my own holes for the pin because the original hole right here is right in the middle of this brace. But now it's damn near perfect. Now I'm not going to be hauling cars with this. Realistically, what I might do is get one of those cargo rack things that just go into the hitch, and I could put like a cooler there or whatever, maybe a flagpole, or get maybe like a lawn and garden trailer, and I could haul around wheels and tires, big car parts, maybe a lawnmower or something, but I'm not going to be pulling cars. But another feature of this, I haven't tested it, but it should certainly be strong enough. It's a jacking point. You can put a jack right there, and that's why all the bracing is there. Well, for the hitch too, but it's a jacking point. So you can jack up on the car, and for those of you that are worried about it bending, don't worry about it bending. If I jack up this car, the car weighs 3,100 pounds. Most of that weight, at least 1,000, is in the engine bay. If I jack up the car from right there, you're maybe putting 1,000 pounds of force on that bumper. When I first welded this up for the first time, it had warped really bad. There was a big arch in it. And for us to get that arch out, we had to cut some of the welds and applied, I think, over 5 tons of force to flatten it back down. It was pretty hard to do that. So me just jacking up on it won't bend it. And for those of you that are worried that it's only held in by the 2 holes there and there, I got you covered. Check this out. All right. It is heavy. It is a hoss. It definitely weighs more than the factory bumper. I'd say this is probably 40 pounds. But look at what I did on the back. I drilled and tapped the bar and added 2 more holes on each side to mount it to. So now there's 4 bolts on each side. 4 M10 bolts hold this to the car. And I reinforced this area with some steel plate. I used my MIG welder, which I don't think got hot enough. Welds look pretty crappy. This was mostly stick welded, and I think for the most part turned out pretty good. The spot welds on the brackets, I added reinforcement there with the MIG, but the tubing was stick welds, and for my welding, I think it came out pretty good. So I added that plate for reinforcement, drilled the unibody to put the bolts through, and at these seams on the corner, I added some steel there. I could have done the whole thing, but that's all I had. I did that on each side just to reinforce it a little bit. And I think this is the look that I'm going to go with. Basically, underneath the trim line, I'm not finished yet, but underneath the trim line, I'm going to paint everything black. For the most part, it's there, but I still need to touch some up. I think I'm going to rock no bumper cover, leave all of that black, take off the bumper bracket there, and put that thing back on. And I think it should look pretty gnarly. It's not clean and sleek and OEM looking, but it's gnarly and awesome, and I love it. The white really turned out pretty good. Chuck T powder coating did the powder coat. He actually rents in this building and is starting his own powder coat business, so he did the rear bash bar and also the front. You can kind of see the white tip, but I'm not going to show you the front of the car yet because it's been repainted. But yeah, it's looking pretty sweet, and it's beefier than that, stronger than that, can do more than that, and it looks way cooler. And I made it. Making things yourself is always better than buying something. Like, I'm so proud of that. It might not be the best or strongest or sturdiest thing that someone could possibly make, but I made it, and that's what makes me happy. And one thing I really struggled with, these angled pieces right here. I was limited on the amount of angle I could put on with the bandsaw that I had. So originally, of course, I wanted to go from about there to around there. But the bandsaw that I had, the max angle that I could put on it was that angle right there. I was pretty irritated by that, and it took me a long time just to get those angles right. Even when I got that cut and that cut, it took me a long time to get that angle right. For some reason, this is my first time doing anything with angles like that. It's a lot harder than it looks, especially when you don't know what you're doing. But I finally got it down, and I think it turned out well. But if I redid it, I would like to get maybe like a freehand bandsaw or something to where I could put more angle there, just so that pipe could come further down. But it is what it is, and that's what I'm stuck with, and I'm still happy with the result. Alright guys, so there you go. That is the bash bar for my Supra. I'm loving the way it looks, and it is so white, it kind of looks fake right now. Like, it doesn't look natural. And it matches the cage, which I love. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope maybe I can inspire you to do something like this for yourself. Improve on my design, do something better, do something cooler, whatever, but go out there, make something for yourself. You're going to love it, and if you screw up, just try again. Making stuff for yourself is always better than buying someone else's. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope maybe you learned something. Hope you think it's cool, and I'll see you next time. Bye!